Rolling for Vardy, onside, Jamie Vardy! It's big! Leicester number 9 beats 10 and scores 11 in a row in the Barclays Premier League! It's Henry getting clear though, it's Thierry Henry! He scored! He scored for Arsenal in the Bernabeu!
Welcome, everyone, to the third episode of the Hand of God podcast. My name is Alexander Zapantis, and your favorite group of footballing fools is back, baby. And we're talking Champions League today. Let's introduce the boys. All right, we have Giovanni, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Maradona's third son that nobody ever knew about. Then we have Shawn Lilly.
What's up, guys?
5. Arsenal's number one fan. All right, and we're back, boys. Champions League these past few days. Let's open it up. Who would like to start?
So everyone that has been talking, the game of the week, the matchup of the next transfer market, Real Madrid, a 1-0 win at the death, 94th minute. Mbappe just went through Carvajal. Lucas Vazquez and the whole Real Madrid defense to secure the 3 points.
Shawn, would you like to start? Open it up.
Mbappe he's one of those players where they can spark something out of nothing. Like, if you look up to that goal, if you look at the goal, he had no right to do that. No right. But he did it. And, like, we may be looking at the next best player in the world, honestly, for the next, I don't know how many years. He just has to, leave PSG. But we'll see if he does that soon.
Man, let's just say rest in peace, bro, to Carvajal, bro. Mbappe was torching that man all night, bro. That was so sad. That was bro. I was hurt, man, because I'm a Real Madrid fan, bro. So it kind of made me feel a type of way. It was like seeing my boy get beat up, man. I was like, dude, why you gotta do him like that, man? He's trying his best out there. And then they subbed in Vazquez, and that really didn't make any difference. Oh, Gio, no. Sorry.
It's fine.
Okay, all right. And, that didn't really make any difference. I think the goal that he scored, the game-winning goal that he scored, it kind of summed up basically why Mbappe is so good. Mm-hmm. That blistering pace, first off. He was able to split 2 defenders. His positional awareness, bro, it's just – he's on another level, man. And I'm excited, but I'm really sad at the same time, because he is going to probably come to Real Madrid. But then again, he did just do us like that. He did us pretty dirty, but yeah, man.
There's a good chance, he is playing against his future club. But, it's sad to see because now they did not look good in the first game at all. They got 0 shots on target. For a team of Real Madrid stature, that's just unheard of.
It's terrible.
So we got to see
perfect.
In the away game if they could pull a 2-0 win in the Bernabeu. Now that away goals are non-existent, that rule has been abolished. So they just need 2 goals.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Madrid, 0 shots on target, as you said. PSG had 8, 60% possession, bro. It was, it was bound to happen at some point, especially with a player like Mbappe who could just make things happen out of nothing, But yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. So I guess from there we'll move on to the next match. This one, I think everyone pretty much knew that this was going to happen. Man City totally spanked Sporting 5-0. Boys, what are your thoughts on that? It's pretty cut and dry there. We knew that was going to happen. Any thoughts?
Yeah, man. Man City doing Man City things. The intensity that they're used to in terms of, the Premier League, it's another level. So these foreign clubs, when they play these Premier League teams, it's another thing, like they're not used to it. So getting panned 5-0, like when was the last time that happened to Sporting?
4 goals in the first half, man.
Yeah. Bernardo looked amazing. Like, I think Bernardo needs more credit, man. Like, he's such a baller.
That goal off
to
the
be 5'7", yeah, that was a really good one.
That was amazing.
Really good one.
That was amazing.
Like, bro, his tech is crazy. And for a guy that's like 5'6", 5'7", I'm like, to be able to head the ball how he did for the third goal, like, bro, that's crazy. He's a really good player. Really good player. Great business again for Man City. I mean, fair play to them.
Right.
Who would have thought that these players would be this good, you know? But
Yeah. It was kind of known that they were going to get through. You know, they probably had the easiest opponent in knockouts, and it sucks. The away goal rule is not in effect because, you know, it would have been impossible now. I mean, it probably still isn't possible. They're not going to score 5 at Manchester, but, you know, it would have made it a lot tougher.
yeah.
But we'll see if they could get past easily versus Sporting. We got to see who their next opponent is because I think they're going into the next round.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, of course. The favorites.
Yeah, Pep definitely doing Pep things as well. You know, showing that whenever he touches, you know, he has like the Midas touch, man. You know, now it's we can see that it's more of a collective brilliance amongst Man City as opposed to just, you know, different players doing their own thing. You know, everyone just seems like we said it before. They're like a well-oiled machine. You know, whenever they step on that pitch, it's like, I don't know, man. It's kind of a foregone conclusion sometimes that they're probably gonna play a great game, a great collective game, and they're gonna flow really well alongside each other. And honestly, I totally forgot that they had a goalie because Sporting was just never in Man City's half. You know, you were only able to know that Edison was there because he had a pink shirt on. That's it. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't have known. You know, but
Yeah.
it was a great game. You know. Bernardo Silva playing like doing what he does, man. He's a great player. Raheem Sterling, banger of a goal, man. It was great, man. Great all around play. Mars, bro. I love how Mars, man. I love how Mars is playing, bro.
He's such a good player, man.
He is.
Like,
man.
as an Arsenal fan, like, we could have had him, but we bought Pepe. Like, Pepe's a good player, of course, but Mars is a different level. And to think they're doing all of this without a striker, like, his system really doesn't need one, but if they had the striker that they wanted, which they could have gotten last summer, Harry Kane, but if they would have had him, man, ticking, this team might be unbeatable, if I'm honest with you.
Are Man City the favorites right now? Before we move on?
I'd say so.
Yeah?
They're definitely the favorites.
Not in my opinion. You know, till I see them really be a powerhouse. You know, they reached the final last year and they still could not make it. You know, I mean, they are the best team, but, you know, they do have a track history of, you know, always losing on that final step.
Yeah, I agree with you on
That's
that.
Pep.
Yeah. Let's see, boys. Let's see. So yeah, Man City 5-0 spanking Sporting. Poor guys. You know, I hope they can at least you know, not. I don't know if you guys remember when they lost 12-1 on aggregate against Bayern a while back. Hopefully, it won't be a repeat of that for the country of Portugal. I hope, you know, that'll be a pretty big black eye. But moving on from there, we have another Premier League contender in the Champions League, Liverpool v Inter. This was a great game. This was probably
great game.
It was a great game. And boys, what are the thoughts, man? They came out with the win 2-0, very hard fought win. So let's see, boys. What do you think?
Gio, if you want to go first, you can go first, and I'll go second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I enjoyed the game. You know, the second half was way more interesting. You know, it was 0-0, almost 7. You know, players that came in, I think, really changed. When Klopp made the change, he put in Luis Diaz, he put in Naby Keita all at once. You know, that kind of just revived their midfield and gave them the extra push. Also, with from you coming in on the sub, you know, they were bound to score. You know, Inter started good in the second half. You know, attacking. They had a good 10-15 minutes shooting on target. Perisic was driving Trent and Alexander Arnold crazy on that side, but just simple mistakes. You know, you gave up that corner for when you got the header, and then, you know, another ball into the box. Van Dijk headed down, and, you know, Salah just poked his foot in there and then just slipped in.
Yeah, I feel like they need to be more clinical, though. In my opinion, they create more chances. Yeah. They had 13 shots, but only 2 were on target. That's not good enough. It's not. You know, Salah and Mane, they're back. Hopefully they can get ticking again with the team. We'll see what happens though. I feel like they're gonna start clicking, and it might get scary. It might turn into the House of Horrors. You never know. I feel like if we get a Man City or Liverpool at some point in time, I feel like I need to see that in the Champions League. Klopp versus Pep.
Yeah, that'd
You
be
can't ask for a better matchup.
a very good matchup. Hopefully they make it to the end where they could reach each other.
Yeah, of course.
As Sean said, Liverpool, they have to be more clinical. They had that Mane header pretty early in the game that honestly should have been a goal, should have been put away. But they just have to be more clinical. It definitely feel like I saw that a lot from a lot of the sides that we expected to win, except for Man City. A bit sluggish at first, like that happened in the Bayern game. Bayern was really, honestly, on the back foot for the whole game, but we'll talk about that in a second. But Inter played a really good game. I think this is a good sign for them too. Their defensive line did a great job pretty much for the whole game. They also had a bunch of good chances too. Can't pronounce the guy's name, but he hit it off the top post. He had a pretty good chance. Martinez, he had a really good chance too. So honestly, this is a good sign for them. Inter is a good squad, but Liverpool should be putting away more chances, man. This is kind of sad. It wasn't a typical Liverpool performance, but they got the job done. So I guess that's really what they care about.
But I really do not see them going anywhere, especially where they lost, being at home at the San Siro. I do not see them getting them done in England. In my opinion, Man City's through, Liverpool's through. And,
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, man. Maybe they can pull something off, but I think they probably wanted to come away winning that game, but with the way Liverpool was playing, they probably could have held it to at least a draw. Maybe I think that probably would have been best case, but then Mo Salah poked it in, it really sealed it 2-0 on away goals. So let's see, boys. Let's see. And then next, the final game of the Champions League for this week that we had Bayern v Salzburg. This was an interesting game. I really want to hear you guys' take on this game. This was a really interesting game. It was ultimately a draw. Bayern was able to. Kingsley Coman scored in the 90th minute, literally at the end of the game. What do you boys think? Do you think? What do you think of Bayern's form right now? I mean, it's just one game. I know it's just one game, but Salzburg.
This is good.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, boys.
This is why you don't rest your players in a league match beforehand. I mean, you can't do all your players like they did. I mean, I know, the Bundesliga is a pretty easy league, depending on who you're playing, especially with a team of Bayern's quality. But I just felt like they couldn't get it going. They had 22 shots.
Wow.
Like, you got to be more clinical, man. Like, if you look on paper, it looks like they had an okay game. They just couldn't get their shots off, right? They're on target. But it just shows that possession isn't everything, because Leipzig didn't have it. They didn't have that. Salzburg. But yeah, like, it shows you don't really need possession if you know what you're doing with the possession instead of just passing around, and if you're clinical. And I feel like there's a bunch of players in this, Salzburg team that they could get moves to big clubs. Yeah. I'm looking at a few of them. Like, a few of them could fit right in at Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, of course. But yeah, so I don't know what you guys thought about it, but yeah. Yeah, and I did think one dude was really, really good. I do want to point him out. Kamara, bro, he's 22. Listen, you want to be in a good team? Come to Arsenal. All right?
Oh, man.
That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, you guys can go next.
Honestly, I think Arsenal might have to hire Shawn as their scouting, He's doing great work. Yeah, he's a great player. Also, that's number 9, the one that scored, correct?
No. That was their midfielder.
That was Adam.
Number 19.
Adam scored.
Okay. Yeah, no, because I saw the goal scorer came on literally 5 minutes after coming on. He came on as a sub and just scored an absolute banger. I mean, Bayern, they obviously lost 4-1 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I feel like they're Bayern. They can figure it out. It's a 1-1 draw.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. I mean,
I think Bayern comes back.
Yeah, Bayern definitely. I mean, if they don't, then.
And if they don't, it's it's very that'd be big. That'd be a big topic if they don't pull it off, especially a German. They do very well, so who knows.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Bayern. I mean, they picked it up in the second half, but that first goal from Adamu was a good goal. I was like, hey, they could definitely, pull this one out for sure because obviously Coleman scored at the freaking last minute. But I don't think it was a good showing at all for Bayern. I agree with Sean completely. Like that was pretty lackluster performance, especially from Bayern. Like Salzburg isn't, yeah, they're in champs, but that's a team that we expect Bayern to run through like 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
So, let's see, but they definitely have a lot of good young players over there on that Salzburg side. I was liking it, man. I was liking it a lot. I can definitely see Arsenal poaching some of them boys over there from Salzburg, for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Let's see, because they were playing in Salzburg, right?
They were
playing in Salzburg, so then
the Red Bull Stadium.
They will be in Munich. So let's see, 1-1. It's pretty wide open. I don't think Bayern's going to drop the next match, to be honest. But let's see. Pavard came up huge with that save. If it wasn't for that save, then they probably would have lost. The game. Lewandowski, I don't know. He wasn't really a factor in that game, though, was he? I don't really remember him getting a lot of chances, right? Not at all. No, so that probably plays a part, and I don't know, boys. Let's see. So from here now, I have some questions for you guys. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
I have a few questions. Okay, so we kind of already mentioned it, but who do we have coming out of this group for the round of 16? Who do we have coming out of here?
Let me pull up the group.
I'll go first. I think obviously Man City and Liverpool are already solidified. I want to say Bayern. I really do think they'll pull it off on the away leg, and I think PSG, Real Madrid.
Really?
They did not look good. My heart, I kind of wanted Real Madrid to win. I backed them. They were underdogs last game, but they're underdogs again at I don't see him against Mbappe, especially now Neymar. He's back, and that's
Yeah. Well, what did you guys think about Neymar being substituted with 20 minutes left?
He did more in 30 minutes than what Messi did all game.
Oh my God! Well, that Messi missed he didn't miss. His penalty got saved. Big ups to Courtois for that. That was a great save. But Messi, man, I don't know.
Man.
I don't know.
Ronaldo's gone to multiple teams.
John, say it, bro. Say your piece.
Multiple systems, multiple coaches.
Like adapting, but maybe it's too cold over there for him. Maybe wrong size that night, but it was good for him. A lot of action. He's always walking on the field. Neymar, like I said, in 20 minutes, he came with the yellow hair. He seemed fired up, right? Like,
yeah, that little backheel pass to Mbappe. Even though Mbappe literally carried the rest of the play. People like to attribute that to Neymar in some way. Don't know why, but
listen.
What's up, Sean?
Neymar is their best player. Okay, I'm saying it right now, so everybody can hear it. Neymar is the best player on that team.
Yeah,
like Messi, he doesn't have the impact. Neymar, it's spurts, but I feel like Neymar, he carries the team. He'll drop if he has to. Like, yeah, I think it's his team. I think it's pretty apparent when he plays, But yeah, if I have to say my predictions, I would say PSG go through. I'd say City, obviously, Liverpool, Bayern go through. And if we have to make predictions on, next week's, I'd probably say.
Yeah, let's get that going. What do you guys have for next week's matches? Next week's matches look pretty good. I have one game in particular that I'm looking at and that I'm very excited for.
Which one's that?
The Atleti Man United game. I'm very much looking forward to that game.
I'm not gonna lie, I break your bubble, Alex, but that honestly, after what we see now, since there's no more away goal, away teams have no incentive to really attack. I feel like it's just gonna be a defensive matchup, especially with Man United and Atletico Madrid not being in the best of form.
Yeah, I would say I'm more interested in it because of that, because both of them are kind of in between a rock and a hard place in terms of their own leagues, So I'm interested to see how they're going to perform here in the champs. And we also have Chelsea playing against Leo. Oh my god, I forgot the name of this team.
Interesting game.
Yeah,
Chelsea versus Leo.
yeah, against Lille, and then we have Villarreal, Juventus, Benfica, and Ajax. Who do you guys got, man? Let me hear the predictions.
Alex,
I think it's pretty easy.
What's up?
who
We can't really hear you.
are you taking in those games, Alex?
In these games, I mean, Atletico Man United. I'm probably gonna go with Atleti because I like how they've been looking lately. Chelsea against Lille. I'm gonna take Chelsea. Villarreal Juventus. That's gonna be a really good game. Probably Juve because they've been looking pretty good lately. And Benfica against Ajax. Probably my Ajax boys, man. I like Ajax. So, what about you guys?
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, you guys like my picks? 4 out of 4, solid,
I love 'em.
solid picks. Okay,
I think that it could be spicy, depending on what we see from Juventus. I think that their new striker, Vlahovic, the one that was going to come to Arsenal and then didn't.
was legit.
I feel like he's good, man. He's good.
He's legit. Yeah.
He's a real
But
deal.
Villarreal is defensive.
Yeah.
They're gonna be very, very defensive in this game. So we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty sure they just want to shut down shop, see what happens. Maybe they can get some counterattacks in, but I don't really think they're going to be trying to play Juventus off the pitch. I think Chelsea goes through. I think it'll be pretty easy. Maybe like a 3-1, 2-1, something like that. And then for the Benfica Ajax match, I think Ajax wins that, man. Like, I just feel like they've been on fire in the league, but we'll see what happens because Benfica, they can pull off an upset, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
I just feel like for the last match, Atletico is going to try to play pretty, solid under, Simeone. So it just depends because you're going up against a team that can literally open you up. Like, they can, in 2 passes, they can open you up. Even though we may say they're trash and they've been pretty bad, as we saw versus Brighton, like, they didn't play better than Brighton. They didn't. It was just sparks of brilliance. And I feel like if they can pull that off, they may be able to get like a 2-1 win against Atletico. I just don't know how many goals they're going to score. It really just depends and what lineup they use. So that's what I would say. I would go for Manchester United.
Okay.
I hope they get through so they have more games. So
Hold up, Gio. We got to backtrack here a second. I don't know if you remember, if we can recall from the first podcast. I don't know, Shawn. You weren't sold on Vlahovic, from what I remember. You weren't too sold on him. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gio. Correct me if I'm wrong. You weren't sold on him.
Alex has good.
listen, man.
You weren't.
He's like, Fiorentina's coming in. He might not do a lot, but honestly, he's a big boy. A lot of skill. He just looks legit. Like you guys said, he looks like that guy. Him, Alvaro Morata. Oof, that's a deadly combo.
Hey, man, those Serbian boys, man. Let me tell you, those are some big boys right there. Those Serbians know how to eat. Those are some big dudes.
He already has 7 goals this season, so you just gotta keep it going.
Yeah, I feel like, bro, okay, so I knew he was going to be successful, right, at Juventus. But
yeah,
there's only so good you can get with Juventus. Like, you're not winning the Champions League with them. Like, they're not good enough.
Come on.
They have decent players, but, bro, like, they're never going to win that. Like, they don't have the coach, too.
Shawn, finals, I think, twice or 3 times in the last 8-7 years.
Yeah, but that was then. This is now. Like, we have the Premier League teams as intense as they are. You have Real Madrid, PSG still in the mix. I just feel like they're outclassed, man. Like, they're struggling in Serie A. Like, Serie A, you're struggling in Serie A. Like, bro, I'm sorry. That league is it's not the best, bro. Like, it used to be, of course. But like now, like, the intensity is just not very good. defensively, the teams are pretty good. But attacking-wise, you're not going to get the same pressure or same quality of attackers as in other leagues. So I just feel like, that's cool. Like, it's cool you're good. You're doing good domestically. But let's see what you do in champs, man.
Yeah, the city has definitely not what it was back when Ruud Gullit, and them boys were playing with AC Milan and Platini was playing with Juve. Obviously, the glory days are way behind in the league, but we'll see, man. So that's the champs roundup. Now we're gonna touch a bit on the Prem, boys.
Yes, sir.
Some interesting results. Some interesting results. Who wants to open it up? I mean, I know the elephant in the room here, man. I know the elephant in the room here. We got to talk about. Say it, Shawn. Just say it, man.
Top 4. Top 4 and, the winners, who's going to win? Because the gap is, significant, but it can be, smashed.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody can bottle, a lead, you know who it is.
And United, they went up.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the most recent results and then go back until like Sunday, Saturday. We got some. Well, we'll do Sunday because we have Tottenham that played on Sunday, and of course we got to talk about Tottenham, man. We got to talk about them.
They lost.
What's up, you?
They lost again. Correct, 2-0.
Of course, man. You already know. You already know they drop points. Come on, right, Shawn? Yeah, baby.
Of course.
All right. So Man United 2-0 against Brighton. Boys, what do we think? Yeah. I wasn't really too interested in this game, so honestly, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Fill me in.
And the streets are saying Ronaldo's back.
The streets are saying Ronaldo's back.
I mean, it looks like Bruno Fernandes also got a goal in injury time. They were 10 men down. They played again. Was it Brighton?
Yeah, Brighton got a red 54th minute.
Correct. Yeah, they got a red. So I mean, they had to close it out. Ronaldo back with a goal, broke his six-game goalless streak. That's the longest in his career, I believe. So but it's just a win they should be getting. So
yeah. What do you think, Shawn? I see you shaking your head a little bit there.
Bro, Brighton is a scary team, man. They're scary. I just feel like there were sparks of brilliance in that game, and I don't feel like Brighton should have lost that game, if we're honest. That red card changed the game, but we've seen it again, man. Like Manchester United can just spark things out of nothing, and you don't really know which United you're going to get. So depending on who's on form, they can beat anybody, really. But as a collective, it's tough because their pressing looked a little bit better. Sancho looked marginally better. People want to say that he looks amazing and this and that, but when you compare him to other wingers, like, is he really doing that much? Really? But yeah, I feel like it was a great win for them. Amazing win. That's a very vital 3 points going into their next 3 or 4 fixtures where they have Champions League against, tough opponents. And then you have, City and Tottenham, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how they do. Hopefully they draw in the Tottenham match. Hopefully that happens. And hopefully they get a win against City. We'll see. Or actually a loss on that because I do not want them to get into the top 4. Yeah.
Gio, your thoughts?
I mean, Tottenham. Kind of just the same old story,
Same old from.
It's the first. Conte has 3 league matches in his career. He's been known for going to certain clubs and winning the league automatically. The first year, implementing his style. But what he did say, the transfer window they lost 6 players, only back 2. So on paper, he's using that as his excuse. We got a weaker squad. So what do you expect us? We're gonna keep on losing. That's a Tottenham way.
And just so we get a little update on the Premier League table, United is back and forth. They're in a close race with West Ham. West Ham is playing really good. Arsenal, the boys, are in 6th place. Wolves in 7th. Tottenham in 8th. So I don't know, man.
But you do have to remember, Manchester United's played 3 more games than Arsenal. So if we win out, that's 9 points. So, I mean, they're really just 4 points clear. But I'm not going to be that guy that says games in hand, FC. But we might be game in hands, FC. Like, I don't care this time. Like, we can beat that. But yeah, so it's not really that much of a lead, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I mean, I'm not worried about Arsenal. I feel like top 4, honestly. Even if they do get top 4, are they really going to do something in the like? Let's be honest, Shawn.
Yeah, honestly, if you would have said that 3 years ago, when we didn't have a direction and we just had okay players, I'd say, yeah, we'll probably get kicked out of it. But now, what you have to understand is we have gutted our squad, okay? Compared to teams that are actually, vying for top 4, like your, Spurs, I guess you could say West Ham, United, like we have no fat in terms of our squad. Like next season, if we were able to use the money, I feel like we'd probably splash about 200 million in the off season. And I feel like we could galvanize this squad. We have quality, but it's really just the youth. I feel like if we get a striker and backups in certain positions, I feel like we have another, revived team, much like how you see AC Milan, but probably better because we're Arsenal, of course. But yeah, man, I just feel like people don't really look and see like what's really going on behind the scenes at different clubs. And when you look at what like a Manchester United is trying to do, they're trying to implement the same thing that we've done. Like we're farther ahead in terms of like what we're doing. Yes, they may have more quality, but in terms of the players that they have, they don't really fit the team, if that makes sense. Like you may have players that are good in possession, some at counterattacking. I mean, so it's not a very, good squad when you look at it from that perspective. And when you look at Arsenal, everybody is pulling in the same way. We had Aubameyang. We don't have Aubameyang now. There's a reason why. Like, he doesn't fit the playing style. You're on 200, 300 bags a week. So they got rid of him. As simple as. And we haven't looked back. Not yet. I mean, in 2 games, we could, be struggling to score goals. But right now, we're looking okay, We just beat the team with, one of the best defenses. We had 10 men. They couldn't beat us. And then that same team goes to, Spurs, and they thrash them 2-0. So, thanks, Wolves.
And on that, we can now segue into the Arsenal roundup with Shawn Lilly. Shawn,
Yeah, I
you
did
just
give
touched
you
on it a little bit. So
yeah, I gave you a preview. But listen, guys, this next game is another cup final. We must win this game. We lost to the team earlier in the season, but you got to understand the first 2 or 3 games of the season, we didn't have our full squad. We didn't. So we're going in healthy. Everybody's on okay form. We played in the last, 2 weeks, so we shouldn't be as, rusty. But yeah, I think this top 4 is, I wouldn't say make or break, because I still do think that Manchester United have a stronger squad in terms of they can spark out of nowhere and beat many teams. But in terms of teams and, continuity, I feel like we should be able to do something. We should be able to get top 4. That should be our goal. So we got to take care of games like this. Like, you got to beat Brentford. You got to beat those teams, and convincingly too. So Martinelli is serving his ban, his 1-game ban. So we'll probably start, Smith Rowe on the left, or we could use Pepe. We'll see what happens. But I think we have plenty of quality to get through this Brentford team, and I feel like the back 4 is stable enough with the midfield to handle the players that they're going to throw at us. I think we're a completely different side than we were at the start of the season. So I think that it'll be a rude awakening when they play us. So yeah, we'll see. It's a big week ahead. Everybody's playing, so yeah, points are up for grabs.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Premier League, more games Sunday.
Okay.
All right, boys. Well, that's everything that we got for right now. Of course, there's still games in hand. There's still plenty of football to be played, and we will be here to cover it all with the hottest and the best takes and the best looking faces in all of football, baby. All
Of
right.
course.
And always Thursday, Hand of God podcast. I'm Giovanni.
I'm Alex,
I'm Shawn.
and we will see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Peace.
Yo.